first day of deload. We have very light work, nothing heavy. So yeah, gonna go in and come out, and yeah, this week is all about recovery. The lift went good, so pretty light work, nothing too heavy. So, talking about the training literature and the training information, it's very confusing for a normal person to digest because there are so many literatures, there's so many articles still coming through, people are still researching. But the thing about training someone is about the mindset basically, and I think this has to do with wrong development of fitness. So basically, fitness should be simple. So when training someone, it should be simple and not be complex. So people who are kinda know a little bit and read old articles or follows, I'm not trying to point out someone like, but whatever. So people who follow Squat University to death. So basically they have a very narrow mindset on training. So basically, if you have this hip positioning, you cannot squat with this. Just it's very vague, and I mean it doesn't give into the thing of individuality, which is very important in training. So you cannot just see someone's hip flexors and be like, oh, it's tight, oh, you cannot lift. I mean, even though if someone has hip mobility issues, they can always box squat or like get around. Even if they can't do a full range deadlift, they can always do a partial range deadlift. So there's always ways to turn. So what I'm trying to say is people should not be afraid to train around their imbalances, and coaches should not scare people away from training. This is seen quite often. And coming to technique work, okay, technique is important, but what I'm trying to say is technique should be good enough so that you have quality reps. That's all. You should not just focus on technique so much that you sway away from the actual progression of exercise and sway away from doing the exercise. Some people get so anxious because of this technique gurus and these technique Nazis that I mean they think that it's wrong to do the exercise at all because they don't have the good technique. You don't start out with the most perfect technique, it will get better. You'll slowly work through it. You have lots of time to improve on it. So basically, people should not be scared to train or to strength train, and they should not like be scared because of the imbalances and because of their hip flexors or their anterior pelvic tilt or their posterior pelvic tilt. I mean, a lot of people have it and they have trained through it and they didn't even realize they had it. So making small tiny imbalances a huge thing and not focusing on the bigger picture is something that needs to be changed, I guess. And this is because people don't want to learn, or I don't know, they don't have the resources to learn, or they just want to stick to one single principle. So as someone who is in a sports that has constantly updating new research papers, people should be more open to new research and people should be more open to getting knowledge from others and have a mindset of actually helping the client rather than just showing off their knowledge. Oh, your toe angle is off. Oh, your hip angle is off. Oh, you're not parallel to the ground. I mean, yes, it will matter. It's a cue, but getting the training volume in with good enough form that he's working his muscles is the main should be the main objective. Yeah, that's most of the things I had to say. If I start talking more, this will be a really, really long YouTube video, and I don't want that. Oh, anyways, so so this was something I had wanted to mention long ago, because it's not out there in the Nepali community, in the Nepali training community. So basically, either they are like old school fitness gurus, or like some people who are so into mobility and imbalances that they forget that training is not only about having mobility, and it's about growth, and it's about getting stronger. At the end of the day, it's about encouraging more people to do strength training to have a better life, so that people, when even when the Nepali population grows old, they're not dependent, they are strong, they have less comorbidities. That's the major goal. I mean, as a medical student, I would always want my patients to be training in some sort of strength training, because it's gonna help them in the long run. It's gonna help them fight sarcopenia. It's gonna help them fight any joint disease. It's gonna help them fight lifestyle diseases. It's gonna help them fight a lot of diseases. So training should be encouraged, and my only objective with whatever I'm trying to do is to make training very easy to get into. Like, there should not be any uh, resistance for someone to get into weight training, and people should be encouraged, not scared, to come in and get lift a barbell because they'll break their backs, or their form is off or something. That should not be something that people should have in their minds, that they should be like, oh, I can do this, it will help me in the long run, it will make me very active when I get old, I can even do this, my mom can do this, my father can do this, my grandparents can do this, everyone can do this, everyone can lift. That should be a major goal, rather than just picking out people. So, with that, I'll be ending my video. Thank you for listening, and if you think my thoughts made somewhat kind of sense, please do subscribe. I'll be putting out good content in the coming days. Yeah, thank you for listening.